guys, welcome back to another episode of B2B with Ross and Bella. I'm Bella.
I'm Ross.
And today we're going back to back with the literal rhythm machine, Westend. Welcome to the pod, baby.
Thank you. So I have a thing that I need to start off with because I was thinking about this. The pod is called the back-to-back pod, but technically this is a B3B, right?
I know. You're sort of catching us.
It's either a B2B to B or a B3B.
We're going to do B2B2B.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep the 2, not the 3.
We actually should have thought that through. It should have been called B3B with Ross and Bella because it's always going to be at least 3 people, but
it's never too late to change it.
But B3B doesn't hit like, B2B is like the term. It's like
it's catchy.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
Just had to point that out.
He's like, all right, let's get straight to it here. Change your name.
Thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited to go
B3B
with you guys.
100%.
It's gonna be a good one.
Dude, you came straight from the airport right to the pod. Quick turnaround. You're just in for one night. So like seriously, thank you for making time for the pod. Thanks for sort of seeing the vision with B2B, dude.
Yeah,
really appreciate it.
I saw you guys on social media, and I think there needs to be more industry podcasts that talk about the stuff that I feel like there's a lot of like EDM ones and music ones and stuff, but like I feel like our scene needs like more conversations and talking.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
I saw some of your clips on social media, and I was like, I definitely want to get on this. So thanks again for having me.
Of course.
Appreciate it, man.
It does seem like over the past week, like 50 of these podcasts just appeared out of the blue. We're like, oh fuck, but we did it first, so
yep.
maybe or second or third. But we're big fans, honestly. Like you've been just coming out with banger after banger after banger. I'm excited to get to know you on a more personal level. Your remix, the All For You remix, literally.
Oh, the Dombresky one.
Yeah. I was in my like Wrapped 2024 top played songs because I heard it and I just like have been playing it on repeat for a very long time. So I just wanted to add that in there.
Thank you so much.
Of course. But let's get to you as a person. I feel like you're literally the king of New York. You're a true New Yorker. We're New Yorkers, not as true as you because we're from Buffalo. But that's a big part of you, your identity, your brand, even like your name, all of these things. So what was it like growing up in the Bronx?
So I didn't actually grow up in the Bronx. I went to high school in the Bronx. Kyle, my tour manager, is in the corner. He actually grew up in the Bronx. I grew up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan on an avenue called Westend Avenue. So that's where the name comes from. And so I went to high school in the Bronx, which was from where I lived a very long commute because it's like at least an hour to get there you're taking the subway or if you're taking like a bus or whatever it is. But yeah, like I grew up my whole life like in New York City, went to a bunch of different public schools. My claim to fame is that Timothy Chalamet went to elementary school with me. I'm positive he would remember me, but all my friends say he wouldn't.
He's like our age, right?
Bet he would.
He's a year younger than me.
27 he is, I think, right?
I think maybe 29 or 28 because I'm 30 and he was a grade younger than me. We used to play kickballs and I used to be like, Timmy. He was really short.
There's no way he doesn't remember you then.
Yeah, I'm like, if I see him on the street, I would make sure he would remember me. But he went to my elementary school and middle school, and then he went to a different high school.
That's pretty
That's
legendary,
a fun fact
dude.
for sure.
Who's Timothy dating these days?
Kylie.
Yeah.
You
King
tap
Kylie.
that?
Casual, right? But yeah, it's all I really know. It's definitely like, I can't compare it to any other experience because I haven't experienced another way of growing up, but it's definitely very unique. I feel like
Definitely is.
I mean, I'm sure the shit you saw just like on that subway transpo to and from school is insane. What's like the craziest shit you saw growing up in the city?
Well, like the interesting thing was like in public school, I went to one. It's actually funny. Walker and Royce, Gavin from Walker and Royce went to the same public school, PS 87, which is a few blocks from where I grew up, and they would let us out to lunch in 4th grade. Like we could walk
just out, like
yes,
out
we
of
could,
the school.
Yeah, we could like go to lunch in like a few block radius and
Holy
like
shit.
get whatever we want to eat and then like
Dude.
go back.
That's
but we were literally
crazy.
like 4th and 5th graders, like just
Kids in
walking
New York
around in
just
New York City.
grow
like, on the
up
streets.
like so much earlier than any other
100%.
city, dude. I follow this kid on TikTok. He's no more than like 12 years old, and he's just a fuckboy.
I thought you were gonna say World of Teachers. Okay,
No.
okay.
We did run into him in New York while we were there.
We
No,
did.
you
yes,
did?
and I saw you posted something that he was like chilling in the corner somewhere.
I probably wasn't something I filmed, but I'm like very deep in the world of t-shirts lore. But I don't want to get distracted now because
we could go on for days on that.
I think people don't want to hear about that. But.
Maybe they fucking do though.
Wait, so question: why did you go to high school in the Bronx if you lived in the city?
Yeah, so there's like a thing. There's I think called the Specialized High School Test, SHSAT or something like that. So there's a bunch of like really good public schools in New York where it's like you have to take a test to get in, and there's there's Bronx Science, which is where I went, is one of them. There's another one's like Stuyvesant. There's like a bunch all over the city, and then like the way you get into these schools is you literally just take this like really hard test, almost like an SAT, and then if you rank them, and if you get above a certain score, you get into the school, and if you don't, you don't get in.
A very similar school. I had the same exact situation. It was a public school, but you had to test to get in.
They don't look at like your extracurriculars, like attendance, like anything. Like they don't care about any of that. It's just like, can you score above the score? You get in. So I really wanted to go to Bronx Science. It was just like the vibe. All my friends were going, blah blah blah. So that's why I went there. Yeah,
sick. Well, nobody knows like the go-to spots better than a true New Yorker. So you got to give us the rundown on some of these places. Like,
let's do a little West End's guide to New York.
This is where I'm actually so bad at, because I'm like really bad with like, I feel like I don't, if it's like restaurants and stuff, like I know good stuff, but like I don't memorize it. I don't know. It's
okay. They don't need to be the right answers. They just need to be what comes to mind first.
Yes. Okay. I'm ready.
So where's your favorite place for a slice?
A slice. Okay. For me right now, it's probably where Joe's is pretty good because it's like 2 blocks from me, and it's just an easy like slice. It's the tomato sauce is a little sweeter. It's kind of how I like it. What's the other one in Williamsburg? That I took you to, Nick?
I can't remember.
Oh my god. Okay, I forgot. There's see, this is what I mean. Like the names don't come, but it's like I know.
So we'll
Prince Street's also pretty good if you're in Manhattan, like Prince Street.
That's a thicker crust, right?
Yeah, and they do like the pepperoni that kind of like curls up and stuff.
Char. What are they called?
The pep cups.
I don't know.
Halal guys or a slice?
Wait, what did you just say?
Halal guys.
Halal guys.
Halal guys, my guy. Hello.
I'm a halal guy.
Hello.
Halal guys.
Halal guys.
Or drunk pizza.
Like when I'm fucked up.
Yeah. Drunk butt.
Me
Halal guys.
100% that white sauce.
Yeah. Like,
West End likes his white sauce.
I actually had like the worst experience with halal guys when I was fucked up once. I came out of the club and I like love halal guys because it's like.
Wait, are you just talking about like halal food in general, or are you talking about halal guys?
Literally
like
the guys on the
stands.
corner with the yellow.
Okay, because there's the halal guys, which was like one of those carts that got like really big, and then now there's a chain.
Yes,
like you can go to, I got halal guys
There's
in like
one here
Seattle. Yeah, that is okay.
Yeah.
There's ones that are like way better.
The ones that don't actually have the title.
Yeah, and there's another one on like 53rd Street, which is where halal guys got famous. That is, I forgot the name, but like that's the spot now.
Okay.
Maybe it's like Abe's or something with an A. But like there's within a 4-block radius. I live in Williamsburg. There's like 5 halal trucks. And
Yeah,
it's, like,
I mean, there's literally one on every single corner, but they all hit.
Outside of the Mirage,
great.
There's like a ton.
Mirage is like
that's where your bad
typically
experience
hit out.
was.
No,
Yeah,
so
don't eat that
I
halal.
accidentally blasted my bowl with the red sauce, which is like literally normal hot sauce here. The red sauce from any street vendor here, and I was like crying tears for hours. Like I was like.
And it was so sad because like,
it was like really painful, but I couldn't stop eating it. It was so good.
That's the thing. Yeah, like the ultimate. If you're kind of like a spice bitch like me, this is my order. It's like combo over rice, so lamb and chicken, white sauce, barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Barbecue is a must.
is
It adds
killer.
the sweetness.
Absolutely.
Sometimes they have like other sauces, like a green sauce, which is interesting, a little like parsley, and then 1 line of red sauce. That's it. You say one line
Tiny.
because if they start doing like the whole thing, like you're fucked.
Game over.
They use some pepper in there. It's not like sriracha
like cayenne
or whatever.
or some shit.
And it like you said, it makes your ears pop, like crying, like.
Full reaction.
If you can't handle spice, if you can handle spice, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I agree though. The barbecue sauce mixed with the hot sauce, like that's my go-to wing sauce. That's my go-to pizza sauce. Fucking.
It's like the shitty Heinz barbecue, but it hits on
It
halal
really
food.
does hit. Okay.
Favorite park.
I'm gonna say Riverside Park because it's the one that I grew up like right next to on Westend Avenue.
Okay. I'm sure you had a lot of pickup games growing up there.
Yes, I played I always tell people I played against Adam Sandler there, but like he was playing pickup and I was kind of like waiting for the
kind
next
of a sick
game.
claim to fame.
But I'm just like, yeah, I played. Me and Adam Sandler played.
We're
pickup
boys,
basketball.
just like you and Timothy.
Timothy, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have like a lot of celebrity run-ins in New York, or not really.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm really bad with recognizing actors like on the street, and I don't really watch that much like TV or movies. So it's like certain people, they're like, oh, that's that person. Like I can't. A$AP Rocky also went to the same middle school as me.
Dude,
so,
fucking dialed.
It's breeding absolute gems.
Jets or Giants?
I don't really care for football. I only got into football recently because of like sports betting.
Yep.
And then at that point, I didn't have an attachment to the team. I'm gonna say Giants because I feel like growing up, I don't know, like more homies like the Giants, and then they won the Super Bowl twice, I think. But now I don't really know.
Bills.
I
Bills,
could like
yeah.
I could still. But if you're from New York and you're a Bills fan, is that weird or no?
We're
Not
the
at all.
only team that actually plays or practices in New York.
That is true, actually.
I didn't know that.
We're the true New York
Yeah, because
team.
they practice in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna be a Bills
All right,
fan.
we'll bring you over to
It's
the Bills
definitely easier
Mafia.
to be a Bills fan than the other two right now.
100%.
So
Well, I would say that's a successful West End's guide to New York.
a bit like
Good shit.
I know the pizza answer is a little bit basic because like I wish I had a better answer for that, but yeah.
We'll take it. So you're in for one night, right? You're playing Dare tonight,
Yes.
and then you're headed out on your little Costa Rican Jungle Boy vacation.
Yes,
What's
yes.
this concept of a Jungle Boy trip?
So it started, this is the 5th year I'm going. It started in 2021 with just like 5 of us that it was like peak COVID winter.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is miserable,
Yeah.
especially in New York. It was just like, New York got hit really hard the first year. We're like, we need to get out of New York City and like go do something. So we just found this place, Santa Teresa, which is like a little community in Costa Rica, a lot of like digital nomads.
Cool.
Surfing, yoga, it's like paradise pretty much.
Nice.
We went down there, lived there for a month in like a villa.
Wow.
And people like kind of worked remotely and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we just go surfing all the time, go
You have
fishing.
a big group going on this next
Usually we have like 8 people that go for like a few weeks. So yeah, like I've had people that go every year. And yeah, I'm gonna be down there for a month, like 2
Nice.
weeks with some homies, and then a
Perfect.
little bit of time by myself
Yeah.
to
Work
make
on
some
tracks and
music.
shit.
Yeah.
No better place, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah,
grab some inspiration from the jungle.
I wrote I did a remix for Relax My Eyes by another, and I wrote that in Costa Rica. I did like a live set there one year, which was cool.
Sick.
Yeah, I've definitely written a lot of music there.
Yeah, I mean, and you being there for a full month, I'm sure makes it a lot easier for your friends to come a week here, a week there, a few days in between
Exactly.
and stuff.
You know, we rent like a big house, and then it's like, okay, you can stay like in this bedroom this week and that. So almost all my friends have come down, and it's really fun. It's also nice because I feel like as a DJ, like you don't really get vacations.
Right. Especially a full month. I feel like that's 10% of your year almost.
Yeah, and like this time of the year is like you can still take shows and play shows, but it's like not as hectic as like
Sort
other
of your off season.
times of the exactly. Like January, Feb is like pretty slow, so for me it's like a good compromise to go down. And like other times, like when you're on like vacation as a DJ, it's like usually like, all right, you have a gig somewhere and like you're gonna stay a little bit after, but
You
it's
make
not
a
like
trip around it.
it's not like a real like detox where you can like not work and
Yeah.
worry about things as much.
So do you get into like all the wellness stuff when you're there? Like, do you hit the yoga?
I'm not a huge yoga guy, but
meditations?
I meditate every day,
Really?
twice a day. Yeah, so
Really?
I got into that
Guided
this year.
or just all yourself?
I do this type of meditation called Vedic meditation. I actually was taught it by Matt Handley, who's one half of Yolanda Be Cool.
Okay.
So it's like 20 minutes twice a day. You kind of you have to learn from someone who's like a teacher of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get assigned like a mantra, and then you just basically repeat that mantra for 20 minutes and kind of get deeper and into your mind a bit. So I've been doing that this year, which has been great. But yeah, like I get into surfing there a lot. I get into fishing, huge fisherman. So
Yes.
Nice.
kayak fishing.
No deep sea or anything?
No, I do deep sea too,
Yeah.
but like a lot of kayak fishing as well.
What's
I do everything.
do you do any spearfishing, underwater shit?
I've tried spearfishing once with my manager. I played at Holy Shipwrecked, which is like a festival in Mexico, and we did like spearfishing one day. And like he like dove down, his like fucking sinus like popped or some shit.
Yeah.
We went down, we literally didn't see any fish. It was like barren, like there was like nothing to shoot. It was like 15 meters, which is like 40 feet deep.
Deep
So
as
it's like
fuck.
the problem with spearfishing for me or anything like diving is I always worry about my ears and my
100%.
sinuses because I'm like, if my ears pop,
Yeah.
like I'm cooked kind
So
of.
Are you always careful with that? Like earplugs in every set?
No.
No? Well, fuck.
I can't DJ with earplugs.
Okay. You
Unfortunately.
just don't hear the music enough?
I put them in, and then the problem is I just take them out because I'm
Yeah.
like, I lose all the energy in the high end.
Yeah.
And I have like custom ones too that are like fit, but that's the problem is that they take away a little bit too much sound. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost better for me to get like the shitty eargasm ones
Yeah.
and like where they're a little bit of protection, but it's not as much. But yeah, it's a problem. I was doing these open to close sets at the end of last year, like 8 hours, 7 hours,
Yeah.
5 hours, like twice a weekend. And it's like when you're in the booth for 6 hours
Dude.
and it's loud.
There's nothing worse than just leaving the club and you hear the ringing and you're like, what did I do to myself? Fuck.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy looking back on how many years of my life and our lives we never used earplugs, and now
I
I'm
know.
like, I literally feel like I give off judgment when I see other people. I'm like, you don't have earplugs in? What are you doing?
My thing with them
Because
is
they
like
are so important.
they are, but my thing is like
long-term.
part of going to a rave, part of going to a show for me is like socializing, meeting new people, making new friends, and like I can't do that with them in. So the whole time I'm like taking one out,
No, my
then I
trick
drop it.
is putting them in before I even walk into the club or the festival. So
Yeah.
I'm already like,
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Get
and then
acclimated
you doesn't
with it.
really, you don't notice it. But if you're already in the loud atmosphere and then you put them in, it's
Yeah,
shot.
it's like it's like buzzkill.
Yeah, it ruins the vibe.
But yeah, like for me, it's just like a compromise. Like I know like how long I can last without putting them in, and it's like, you know, I really, I go to the ear doctor and stuff. I haven't had any hearing loss and stuff.
Good.
So
Good. Keep it up, brother.
yeah,
That's exciting though. I mean, it sounds like the Costa Rican trip is much deserved. You probably had an insane tour schedule last year, but more importantly, today you had your first release, right, of the year.
Yes,
You
yes.
dropped Love Spell with Dave Summer on your own label, Trace Amounts. It's deep, it's fucking sexy, it's dark, it's a fucking banger.
appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Tell us about that track. How'd it come to be?
Yeah, so Dave, I forgot when I first discovered Dave. He's a Canadian artist. He's super sick, and I think he did a remix for me actually at the end of last year on my label Trace Bounce as well. And I was like, okay, he's sick. I'm keeping an eye on this guy. And he was just sending me like all these like sick edits all year and like originals and stuff. Like if you've seen like any John Summit set at a festival or like Dom Dalla, like they're playing a lot of like his edits. He's got this really cool Fred Again one.
Sick.
And yeah, we were just like chatting on like WhatsApp back and forth. And I was like, yo, we should do a tune together. And it all just kind of happened collab like over the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I this is the first release I've done in almost since July of last year, which is
First release period since
like I
July of
hadn't
last
put
year?
out an original song since July of 2024, which for me is like a really long time.
Yeah.
So like there's a big weight off my shoulders a bit because I was like, wow, I haven't put out music in a while.
Yeah.
And it was 100% like my not like fault, so to speak, but like
You want to just take a breather?
Not even really. Like I kind of got a bit lazy. Like I kind of got like sucked into the lifestyle a bit, and I was like, oh, I'm playing all these shows and festivals.
Who
like
needs new tracks?
I'm the fucking man. And then like yeah, like I was like, oh, I don't have any new music now. And my manager's like, you got to write some music.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I do have to write some music. And I think I also like wasn't as inspired as much. Like I think after COVID, tech house got so big, and it like I think a lot of artists kind of had to figure out like what they wanted to do with the sound because it was like changing a bit. And you know, also as you start to play bigger rooms as a DJ, like you kind of like need your music changes as like the size and the rooms that you're playing changes a bit. So it was I needed to like explore a bit of like what I wanted to do, and that's kind of what I did between like July of 2024 and now. I've been like writing a ton of music, and so this is like the first of it to come out. And then
You got a little backlog that you're ready to
I'm
go
planning.
on?
I want to do like a release every month for the next like 6 months.
Are you only going to release on Trace Mounts going forward, or like you have the freedom and ability to sort of drop wherever you want?
I'm not like signed to like a major label or anything. Like, and that's the beauty of having my own label is that if like I could put out something on it whenever I want without like having to
get approvals.
Like with a label's approval. But yeah, I'm gonna do some stuff on Trace Amounts for sure. Some other labels, like I already got some stuff lined up. So.
Perfect, man. Has it been going off in your sets recently?
Yes, yeah. I've been getting like really good reactions, and I've sent some of these songs to like some other DJs who've been playing it and getting some really good reactions as well.
I saw it in your Seismic set. I didn't know what Love Spell sounded like, and then I was watching your Seismic set, and I heard a song that was about love. I was like, this is the one, and I immediately sent it to Bella. I was like, listen right now.
We've been hearing the little teasers you've been playing.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is like when you have a lot of new music, it's hard on social media to show it all to everyone. Like it's hard to give each song the attention it needs because it's like, okay, maybe I don't know what order these songs are coming out in. So it's like when you know you have a song coming out like on this day, you're like, okay, I'm gonna really like push this song a ton.
Right.
I feel like John Summit does this really well, where it's like he knows what his next single is gonna be, and he's so good at social media of like really hammering that on his socials like over and over again. When you have a lot of stuff, it's like, okay, you kind of gotta like test a bunch of things, see what people really resonate with, and it's like gotta give each song the opportunity for like your fans to hear it, for the algorithm to hear it, etc.
Yeah,
so.
and that's like something that we've learned, I feel like, through this podcast experience is like you guys have a pretty strict, I guess some artists have a pretty strict like media schedule that you have to stick to. It's like these weeks are designated to this song and we can't really pollute my timeline with other tracks or other collabs and stuff, which we didn't
just
really
like
know.
a content schedule basically, which I think is great. And if you can schedule it out in advance, it definitely like takes care of all the planning that goes into posting on social media. But I mean, not everyone's like that. I think it's been a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm not really like that, to be honest. Like I think I like the idea of being like that, where you're like really organized and but at the end of the day, like you have to be super flexible. Like I played a show on New Year's Eve. It was like I spent like a decent amount of money to have it covered. We were gonna like really like put a lot into the production on the media side, and the show was just like was not good. Like the stage setup was not good. Like I'm not gonna name names, but it was not.
Come on, name them. We want some tea.
We're gonna look it up. New Year's Eve.
Yeah, look it up. It was just like not the greatest. Like it was fun. I had a good time, but it was like it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and it's no one's fault or anything like that. But like you got to be flexible. Like if I was like, oh, I'm gonna post all this stuff from the show, and it's like that, you know, it's like can't really do that. Like what are you gonna do? And like things come up all the time. Like I feel like the artists that are really good at social media, they're just like kind of being themselves and posting things as they come. It's not like this very rigid structured thing.
It seems like that's what performs the best anyways, is like people just being themselves, being real, rather than like you know, rehearsing some sort
but then
of
you have
thing
someone
on
like Anima
TikTok.
who is like, they know they're doing the Sphere show and they know exactly what the show is going to look like, so they can kind of like plan how they're going to tease it and which songs they're going to do. I think in that case, like it really makes sense. But like
I mean, there's totally levels to this shit.
There's many
there are
levels
so many
to it.
levels. But speaking of social media, what do you think's happening with TikTok?
Oh, I've been talking about this with people.
You think it's gone as of Sunday?
I really have no idea if it's going to be gone or not. Like, I haven't really read too much into it. Like, I know it's like the Supreme Court banned it, but like, what does that mean? Does that mean they're going to like turn it off on people's phones? Is it going to be you can't download it anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so big. I can't really see it fully being
well,
banned.
it's like
but
sad because so many
happen.
artists have like blown up on TikTok alone and literally have
Without
made their
the-
careers on TikTok. And the fact that other artists wouldn't have the ability to market on it, to put their own content out, is like, it's almost sad. And you feel like it would impact the music scene for the worse.
It's sad, but low key, I'm excited.
Dude, brain rot. Brain rot. You know, brain rot was like the word of 2024, like the dictionary
I
word of the year.
literally, this might be controversial, but I was like, I low-key wanted to get banned.
Fucking get that shit out of here.
For my
You were
own
just like,
health-
it's so sad, and now you're like, get it out.
I had to say that for the podcast.
Two-Face.
No, I mean, I'm a little brain rot boy for sure. I need to get it out of here.
Yeah. I mean, do
Get it
you
out.
really care either way if it gets banned?
Not
Does it
really.
impact
For
you
the
as an
reason why
artist?
I am like kind of like low key hoping is it's just like less work for me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like it's a totally different algorithm than Instagram Reels.
Oh my
and
God.
it's in my opinion, it's a little bit harder to like get it going.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to post different type of content there than you
Yeah.
would. So it's just like a whole nother thing to manage,
It's
which is either
so-
expensive or it's just time consuming.
Time-consuming, yeah.
Yeah.
And like to not have to do that, I also have like more followers on Instagram, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I can focus on like one platform. But I mean there's some incredible things that have come from that app, and I think you know, people's livelihoods and stuff like that. So it is like kind of like sad, but in a selfish way, I'm just like, oh, get rid of it. Let me just go back to how it was before TikTok, where it's like post your videos on Instagram, make music, and play your shows.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
I
it's
know.
just a little bit easier to manage as a DJ.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, for me, it's like I just need to stop doom scrolling on it.
I
And
know.
if
Yeah.
I don't have the self-control, then Supreme Court can step in and get rid of it
I
for
will
me.
be sad if like all the World of T-shirt stuff goes away.
Oh
a
my
little bit,
God.
though.
No, but everyone can just literally move over to Instagram. Like, that's what everyone's doing anyway. I genuinely think, though, for the record, TikTok's not going anywhere.
On the
I
world
just
t-shirt
can't
topic.
imagine a world where it doesn't exist. Like they'll find a way, and people are literally going on this Chinese app now, which
Yeah.
is so insane to me. It's like now we're just giving every piece of information about ourselves to literally an app that's in Chinese.
Yeah.
Duolingo said that
That's
Mandarin is up by like 50% year over year because everyone's downloading this and like going straight to Duolingo. Like, what does this mean?
I saw that today
So
too.
crazy.
That means we're both addicted to our phones because we both
Saw it at the same time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say that too. So
Oh my god.
But yeah, if you downloaded Red Note, you're literally down bad.
honestly, like I was thinking about this, like one of my biggest regrets is like not getting good at TikTok early because I was like, oh, this is like lame. It's like for kids and stuff. Like if I figured out TikTok as a DJ in like 2019,
Yeah.
I'd be fucking rich
Yeah.
as shit right
Game
now.
Dude, and
changer.
things changed over time. It's like TikTok 2019 was not the same TikTok that
Yes,
it is
yeah.
today. It's a lot harder to break into it. It's a
'Cause
lot
it's so
harder
saturated.
to build like
That-
followers on it and
It
stuff.
used to be that like if you posted like what we would call like a typical TikTok video, so let's say like I don't know, like it used to be with DJ sets, just like setting your decks up and like filming yourself. It was
Yeah.
just like very basic. If you were the one to do that, like one of the first ones, like you would get so many likes and views. But then the problem was that every DJ, there's a lack of originality when it comes to social media. So they just do what they see everyone else does, and it doesn't actually like engage with fans. And then that's what you have today, where it's like people just make all these TikToks and reels, but they don't really like connect. I feel like
Yeah.
so
People
I-
see through them. They're like, I
Yeah,
just
the-
saw whoever do this yesterday.
like
I
everyone
could
used to
try.
do the track breakdown thing where it's
Yeah.
like, here's how I made my new track: kick, clap, bass, whatever. And if you do that now, like no one cares because
Yeah.
you've seen it like a million times.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I feel like if you were the first to do it, like who knows, you could have hundreds of thousands of followers, and you know, it could have really like.
Well, our last
popped
guest,
off.
Rorden, I feel like popped off right around 2020 on TikTok.
He was
He had
DJing
his
on a
decks on the
fucking,
iron board and shit.
ironing board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what a fucking rocket ship he's been on, man.
Yeah,
Insane.
you know what I mean? And he was early to it because he worked at like a social media agency
Yeah.
before, so he like knew like how to do TikTok.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
he's
like,
young, dude. That fucking helps a lot when you're like the same age as the demographic
That's-
using the app.
that's the one cool thing about it. Like before, you had to. This is like before COVID, I think. You had to like establish yourself as an artist and get like what's the word I'm looking for?
Notoriety?
Yeah, like notoriety a bit, or just like some accolades under your belt. But now what you can do with social media is like you can start as like a beginner and just be like, I'm documenting my journey as a beginner. And then people just start becoming fans of you, like seeing you do this thing versus before you're like, oh, I have to do it and then show people I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So it is like, it's just like a shortcut rocket ship
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get big. It's a lot of people did that. you
Yeah.
know?
Crazy.
Well, speaking of like, I guess, track breakdowns and stuff, you founded Kick and Bass, right? Which is sort of like your music education platform or community.
Yeah.
Where did your sort of desire to start that come from, and how's it going?
It started because during the pandemic, I was doing music production lessons. So I was teaching people how to like make house music, or just like helping producers that already produced on Zoom. So I did that for like 8 months, and I was doing like 3 to 4 hours a day. Like it was like a lot
shit.
on like Zoom, and like it was great, and it helped give me a little bit of money, like, you know, during a time where there was like no shows. So I
Yeah.
literally had no income. I was just living on unemployment and this, and
Wow.
like going fishing all the time. It was a great
Sounds like a
time.
good life, yeah.
It was a pretty fun time in my life. And then like one day I was like, I'm just like so sick and tired of like getting on Zoom every day and like talking to this person. It was like kind of stressing me out. So I stopped for a bit, and I did like a few YouTube videos where I just did like a tutorial because I'm like, I already know how to like talk about my music and explain things. And then a guy reached out to me and he's like, hey, I'm in like a Discord for this guy DeMarzo. He's like a minimal house producer, I think his name. And he was like, I'm in it, it's great, but I have like an idea of like making it like way better, and like I want to start a Discord for like tech house music. And he's like, I want you to be like the face of it, the coach and stuff. And this is like literally like a long ass Instagram DM where I was like scrolling through it, and I was like, I read it and I was like, okay, this is like a proposal, but it would be like a lot of work for me. I'm gonna have to record all these videos and stuff. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try this. You know, just wanted to push myself. So yeah, we started a company called Kick and Bass, and we launched, I remember, and like we had like 30 people sign up to the Discord, and these were people that are paying a monthly membership to be in it. So it's like they're using their hard-earned money to learn from me.
you.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. Like 30 people on the first day. We already have our little community and tribe. And this is like in 2021, and we just like kept growing it. It's like a whole business set up. I run it with a guy from Denmark named Freddie, and we only met for the first time last year. Like we literally worked together for 3 years. We'd never met in
True
person.
online friendship.
Just like
That's the
Zoom.
world now. It's like you work with people every day. You would walk by them on the street and you're like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know who you are.
Yeah. So we've had like some really sick artists that come through there. Like, to be honest, he was a Discord member before his.
This
career
is actually
kind of
To Be
popped off.
Honest shirt. He left it at my Orlando house.
He's the
Luke,
boy.
sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Luke,
What
stole
did
your
you guys have a sleepover or something?
Yes.
We did, yeah, for EDC Orlando. We had him, Rorden, Kai, Griffin. Good group of boys out there.
Little boy sleepover.
Little boys sleepover. Ended up with his shirt.
Yeah, but Rorden was like in the Discord early on.
Wow.
We had a bunch of people like sign some really sick music, but like, yeah, it started with like 30 people. We have like over like 550
Holy
members
shit.
now.
Wow.
Like producers from all over the world, guys, girls, all different ages, and it's really cool. It's a big part of what I do every day.
Right.
I feel like with teaching any skill, there could be like an aspect of like, I know this, I'm really successful with this, I want to gatekeep it. Like, I don't want to share it. I
Yes.
don't want to put other people on because then they become my competition. Was that ever a worry for you at all? Or like, what's drawing you to want to share that?
No, it was never a concern for me, but it's like, you know, I started doing it for free on YouTube, but like I don't do it for free. Like you gotta pay me to, you know, get the information. So it is like a transaction to some degree. So I would say it is like a type of gatekeeping, but yeah, like some producers are very secretive about like the techniques. Even a lot of people I work with now, like they're like, oh, I don't want to do. I have a lot of coaches come on and they don't want to do guest breakdowns or track breakdowns because, you know, they have like their secrets and stuff.
Yeah,
Because
it's the secret sauce.
exactly, it is a bit of the secret sauce. For me, I think my secret sauce is all in my head. Like it's not like a certain technique or thing. I could tell a million people to do it.
It's a feeling.
It's like what I've learned in my way of like producing is like something that's like, you know, you can't. It's not that you can't like teach it, but it's like it's not threatening
Well,
to
it's
me.
like
Right.
literally your creativity. Like you can teach the ways to get there,
Yeah.
but you can't like.
I mean,
create
anyone can
the
copy anyone's
inspiration or-
sounds.
right.
Yeah, for sure. Like someone could make a Chris Dussy track that sounds just like Chris Dussy, but it's like not gonna have that like
that
you know
aura.
feeling. Or people are just gonna be like, oh, you just sound exactly like this person, right?
Right.
So like for me, it was never like that was the concern, but I can see why it is for certain people.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of your pupils or students like really flourish? Like they came in knowing nothing and now they're like producing legit tracks?
Yeah, almost all of them. I mean, but it's not a Discord necessarily only for beginner producers. A lot of people that join are artists that like already. We actually recommend that it's not like purely noob. Noob is a weird way to describe it.
Newbie.
I'm such a
Noobs.
gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like you can come in with like no knowledge, but it's like it's not like a school where it's just gonna teach you like front to back. It's like our whole motto is that we run it from like artists that are actual like touring artists that have released on like record labels. Most tutorials on how to make music on YouTube is from people that are really good at making tutorials, but like maybe they haven't like played all these shows and festivals and know what it's like to be a DJ and sign music to record labels, which is really great for just learning. But like that's how we kind of like differentiate a bit. But yeah, like tons of people. We just posted a story on Instagram yesterday about one of our members who, you know, he was probably like maybe a year into producing, and then he got good, and he just got to open for Odd Mob, I think,
Sick.
at the Palladium and
Nice.
stuff. So
Wow.
people are doing everything everywhere, which is like great. It's almost too hard to keep track of all the
Yeah.
things that
Do
people
you
are
feel
doing.
like a proud teacher when you see them like getting these accomplishments?
100%. Yeah, it's like it's you know like playing the shows and getting the streams and all this stuff. Like it's cool, but like I get so many messages like every day. Like people are like, "Oh, I watch your YouTube videos. They help me out so much." I remember like this one guy. He's like literally the co-founder of Instagram. Like he has like 8 million
Shut up.
followers. He sold Instagram he's like a billionaire.
Holy shit.
I got a message from him. His like Instagram handle is just Kevin. That's
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like okay.
That's how you
the
know.
first Kevin.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
how
like
you know.
Kevin, and he's just like, oh, I watch your tutorials. Like I'm making music. I'm like,
Did he
this is, like,
join?
I don't know if he's in Kicking Bass, but we do a lot of stuff on YouTube, so I think he watched it there. But it's like, I don't know, it's super cool to me, and I almost have like a lot of people at the shows that literally like hold up tutorials like on their phone.
I've seen that. I've seen
And
that on your stories and
yeah,
shit.
I'm like, you're the fucking nerd in the crowd.
yeah,
but-
you're the noob.
yeah.
What you said noob, you said you're a gamer. What's your go-to game these days?
I just started playing this Marvel Rivals game.
Okay.
I was a huge COD head for like during the pandemic, and then after a lot of Warzone.
Yep. I was playing Fortnite pretty heavy. And then, dude, I can't wait for GTA 6. It's going to be unbelievable, especially
It's never coming out.
It's never coming out.
It's Miami, right?
It's set in Miami. I want to just fly a chopper to my like apartment and just land and just start
rob yourself in
sniping
the
fucking
game.
Yeah.
Well, I think Space Miami would be.
Dude, it's in there.
Right?
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
the circular backdrop and shit. It's funny. They're like really catering it after
The
the city.
Rockstar guys are cool. Like they had like Bless Madonna kind of music,
Yeah.
or no, Tale of Us was in like the old game or thing.
Don't they own part of Circle Loco?
Yeah,
Have
there's
you
like
seen the
There's
business
some
behind
sort
that?
of connection,
I saw like a little
collaboration.
conspiracy. So they, I think, own or started Circle Loco. So essentially, anyone who releases on Circle Loco, they own the rights, right, to those songs.
You're saying
And
Rockstar does?
Rockstar does, and so they
okay.
can use those not only in the game, like on the radio and stuff, but also, I don't know, somehow make money off of it through GTA.
I feel like some dude from Circle Loco is gonna come into the podcast right now and just fucking shoot us up or something.
I mean, that's like chess while we're playing checkers. They're like, we're gonna start a sick fucking house music label, and we're gonna steal all your music and put it in our game. Like,
it's so interesting to me because I feel like the people that play GTA, it's just like a very generic population. So it's
Yeah.
like for them to put in like this like underground like house music in the game, it's like
no,
you would think that the people listening aren't gonna vibe with it, but it's kind of cool.
it's
like
fucking really cool, and I
exposes
think like
it to a lot of people.
goes to show how mainstream house is becoming these days, which is like amazing for you, amazing for everybody involved. It's fucking fun.
Well, okay, so you've been at this for quite some time. I mean, didn't this passion start for you in high school?
Yeah, so I got into electronic music during high school, like I would say like sophomore year. Someone showed me like Justice Cross's album, or the album Cross, and then I got super into Justice, and I was like, they're sick. And I went to like Electric Zoo, I think my senior year of high school.
Was that your first fest?
I think my tour manager Kyle, who's in the corner, he went to Bronx Science with me, so that's how we met. Yeah, that was my first festival. I used to go to like Hard before that. It was like part of Insomniac. It was Destructo's party. They would do these things at Terminal 5. So I saw like Geschaffelstein's first ever U.S. performance there. Obviously, like Dylan Francis, Diplo. Like I love like Mad Decent. I would go to Mad Decent
was
block
our first
party.
That's where we
festival,
met. Was a Mad Decent block party in
Which
Toronto.
one?
In Toronto.
In Toronto.
2016 probably, or
It was,
no,
I think,
later.
2017.
Because
2017?
it's not that far from
Buffalo,
Bill's
2
land,
hours,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Easy.
it's like
It's
very
like the
close.
fun city to go to, much closer than New York City is, which is wild.
Yeah, they had a Mad Decent block party when I was in high school at South Street Seaport, which is like a little like port in the bottom of Manhattan. I remember Claude Von Stroke played, and I had no idea who he was at the time because I didn't even know what Dirty Bird was.
Yeah.
So I thought he was like some European ass like Dutch DJ because I was like his
The
name's
name,
Claude Von
yeah.
Stroke, and I was like this shit is so boring because like I at the time I was like what is this weird. I was like super into like Moombahton and like. That's when like Flostradamus was like
Yep.
first starting. Like
Yep.
I feel like I witnessed the whole trap genre go from like nothing to like
Yeah.
this huge thing.
Well, that's what I was in back in the day. I feel like, what was my first fest? E-Forest, 2015 or 16, right around then.
Okay, yeah.
Floss played. I was like a little wook.
Troy Boy.
Troy,
like, all
that shit
stuff,
was
yeah.
amazing. I still love a good little
Of
wobbly set.
course.
It's so
I feel like
fun.
it's coming. That sound's coming back. and
Yes, dude.
That the bass music that's out now, I'm like I resonate with it more because it has that like trap kind of feel to it a little bit, but it's not like cheesy trap, so
Yeah.
to speak. Like Tape B, Levity's kind of doing this like old school throwback sound.
Levity's
a bit.
dope, dude. They're
it's
fucking
fun.
killing it.
Their music I just describe as like fun. It's just like
So
really
fun.
and like the way the songs that they choose to remix. Like they just did one like Chance the Rapper,
Mac
Cocoa
Miller.
Butter. Yes, it's like
So
very like
sick.
old.
Yeah.
It just it's,
Nostalgic.
yeah, you know. But yeah, so going back to your question, I got into electronic music in high school, started learning how to produce during high school, and started DJing at like the same time. And I would DJ these parties that we would have in New York City. Like we can't really have like a house. You can't have an apartment party, but it's like you basically get a bunch of teenagers in someone's apartment when their parents go to like Long Island for the weekend or something, and then within like 2 hours something breaks. Like remember some kid like knocked over the sink, the whole like bathroom starts flooding, or like the toilet.
Nightmare.
Then the cops get called, the neighbors, because it's like you're in an apartment building, right? So what we would do in high school is we would rent out these different like venues in New York. Like it would be like a synagogue, like community center, or like this, and like people would just like
In high school, you're straight up renting out
so
venues?
like Kyle in the corner, he had a fake ID, so we would just put like a fake ID's name down. We'd rent these parties. We'd bring like a little controller, 2 PA speakers, make jungle juice in the back,
Shut up.
Jungle
charge
juice.
$20 a ticket. It was like a little rave kind of thing,
Yeah.
and then
Rave
have
at
like
the JCC.
no, this was like not the JCC. This was like
The synagogue.
this is like you paying this guy, right?
Hasidic, yeah.
And
Underground
then
tunnels.
Yeah,
no,
was there a
not
tunnel?
not Hasids.
We're getting off course.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Distracting him.
And then we would have like a
Uh,
shitty strobe, like those like shitty strobes that just like
Yeah.
blind you kind
Yeah.
of, and like
Just
those
haunted house vibes.
yeah, and like the lasers where you just put it on the table and it just like shoots
Mhm.
lasers. So we'd have like a little rave set up and then just fucking blast like progressive house, Avicii, and like this is 2012, so like kids were just raging.
Yeah.
Making out everywhere. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was the vibe. It
Grinding,
was,
little grind.
Honestly, like
Slow
these are
little-
some of the best parties I've ever DJed in my life. So that's when I got like really addicted to DJing because I was like, wow, this is so much fun. Like you're basically controlling the whole vibe for everyone in the room, and that's when I really fell in love with DJing. And then I went to college for 4 years. I went to Duke, which is in North Carolina, and the electronic music scene at Duke sucks. Like
I'm sure.
there's Raleigh, Durham. It's like there was a few shows that
Yeah.
would happen, but it was not.
Not quite there yet.
Yeah, it wasn't quite there. So I
May
would,
never be there.
yeah, people go to Durham a lot now, which is cool to see. Like they have, I think, a venue called The Fruit. But when I was there was really nothing, and I DJ'd there as well. A lot of like sorority formals and fraternity parties and stuff like that. But like I wasn't really getting to play like a lot of electronic music. It was like half
Top 40s
electronic music,
shit.
half like wagon wheel, half like just like like a lot of like kind of like southern shit.
Yeah.
because like a Duke has like
Yeah.
that southern
Oh,
vibe
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
They
But I
like their
got
country.
yeah, like a little bit of country and stuff. So I did that for 4 years, and then I started working in New York, and I was just like, I'm gonna keep DJing, keep producing. So I've been doing this for like almost 12, 13
Decade.
years
Oh,
Which
now.
is,
over a
like,
decade.
So
Wow.
impressive
Yeah.
because I think
Wow.
a lot of the people, not all, but a good amount of people that are like currently hot in the spotlight, they're like fairly new to it. Like they are new producers and like
But
they're coming out with these hits.
who are you thinking of right now?
Well,
Like, give me an
I'm
example.
thinking of specifically our past two guests, Rorden and Azeka. Both are like pretty new to it and like are popping off and like
Within the last
are
3
rising.
years, yeah.
Obviously, like people like John Summit have been going at it for a very long time.
Yeah.
There's definitely a duality there of like different, everyone's journey is very different.
I agree.
But I'm curious, like, how do you stay relevant? Like, how do you stay creative? How do you keep coming out with banger and banger and banger, like, and not kind of falling into the background of the scene?
It's definitely not easy. Like you have to really love it, and like it has to be like your everything and stuff. And like the people that are really, really good, like the Johns of the world, is like that guy is obsessed with what he does and his work, and it's like there's a lot of sacrifices that come with that. Like you know, it has to be like an obsession and like a care for it. And if you're just like, oh, I'm gonna do it and whatever, and like you fall off a bit, not fall off in the terms of popularity, but if you fall off in terms of your desire to like work towards this goal, like you'll fall off really quickly, and people forget about you because it's like the other people doing this in the scene, they're also like they care and they put so much like hard work into it. The reason why I asked you is like those people that you mentioned before, they actually are, I think, pretty like new to producing, but a lot of the people that you see now that are like really killing it, they've been doing this for like 10 years. People that are like in the tech house scene now, especially in the American tech house scene, like I've known them all since like 2016 because everyone was like sending each other music on Facebook. Everyone like knew everyone. It was like this kind of like early Dirty Bird era where it's like, people like Vanessa and Dylan Nathaniel and John and it's just like Jay Wura, like everyone knew each other then. So it's like, it's just cool to kind of like grow with these
guys are
people
kind of,
and
like,
see
all on the
people because it's
upside.
like we've all known each other for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Max, Styler,
And
like
you all met
Odd Mob.
because of just the similar interests, because you're all from
Or just
different
through the
places
scene.
and like
Yeah, and house music in America back then was like
so
way
niche.
smaller of
Yeah.
a scene. Like it was, really what caused it, in my opinion, to like blow was like Chris Lake and Fisher. They were the ones that really grew it. And and then after that, the pandemic, then it's like it even grew even more. But back then it was like there was a few labels, there was a sound. Dirty Bird was really killing it. You had festivals like Crossed and you had Miami Music Week, but like it wasn't like what it is today. And now there's like, any frat and sorority party, like they're booking like tech house
Dude,
DJs.
yes.
They're booking minimal house DJs for their frat parties. It's like,
And
what?
they have like the
What?
craziest fucking stages and production
Yeah.
set up. Have you played any frats recently?
I play a lot of frats, brother. I play a lot of frats. We did one in Boulder, which was like in their basement, and they had like fucking full sound system.
Crazy, dude. They have a lot of money
lasers.
fucking thrown around,
Got a
dude.
lot of
yeah.
cash.
Yeah, he likes it.
Back to actually you going to Duke. That's a
Impressive.
great school.
Yeah.
What was your major? Why'd you go there?
I went there because my mom went there, and I applied early decision. But like for
Legacy.
yeah, a little legacy act there. I'm really stupid. I just got into it. No. I went there because I wanted like I was always like very educationally ambitious to that degree, like, you know, trying to get in the best school, blah blah blah. And Duke had like a good blend of like work hard, play, like their motto was like work hard, play hard, right? So it's like that's what attracted me to go there. What was the second part of your question?
What was your major?
Oh, I majored in public policy.
Interesting.
I don't remember anything.
That's
to be
a new
honest.
one.
No,
It's
it
actually
hasn't
like really
helped in,
embarrassing.
adult life at all.
No, it was kind of like a lot of people took it because it was like economics, but a little without the math to a degree. It was kind of like political science, but like a little more practical than political science. But yeah, like I don't remember much from it. I think I would, but like what Duke really taught me was like it was really hard, like in terms of it's just a lot of work. So it really taught me like a good work ethic, which I think I take with me because, you know, this lifestyle, it's like not just the travel and that stuff is like whatever, but just the planning and writing all this music and social media and like all this stuff you have to do. It's like you have to be really motivated. You have to be really organized.
And with like trace amounts, I'm sure you need that business acumen coming in and that mindset, which I'm sure has helped a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
What like social group were you a part of in college?
I was in a fraternity,
Which one?
Kappa Sigma.
Ooh, K-Sig. That was the hot boy one at my
Not at our
college.
school.
It's so funny
We
how
got
at every
kicked off
college, like a
campus.
frat is like totally different.
Yeah. Like one school, it's like yeah. No, we got kicked off campus. It was like.
What'd you get kicked off for?
I'm not gonna say, but yeah, like it was interesting. Like I had fun and stuff, but I wasn't like a Duke is also like none of the frats had houses.
It was more like off campus type.
Yeah,
thing.
there was no like frat row or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit smaller there. Like I was like in it, but like I wasn't like super. It wasn't like part of my identity really at all.
Christian Leitner went to my school. He was a big Duke player.
Yeah, but yeah, I was good at basketball.
He went to my high school, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, our gym was the Leitner Gymnasium.
You know Spencer Brown, the DJ? He's on you gotta check Spencer Brown out. He's sick. He's he does like a lot of like progressive house kind of stuff. Done a lot of collabs with like Above and Beyond.
Okay.
But he went to Duke. He's the same year as Duke as me. He used to make dubstep, and then he started touring with Avicii like our junior year of college. So I was like, holy shit, this guy is like, and like we were like the only DJs really, not the only, but like we kind of knew each other. And then we connected recently, like in the last few years. But it's cool because it's like freshman year we were talking on Facebook, like, oh, you like electronic music? I like electronic music, and now like we're both
full
see each
circle.
other at festivals and stuff. It's like really cool.
Love that.
You mentioned Avicii. Have you watched the I'm Tim documentary?
I did, yeah. I watched it like
I'm
hungover as shit after New Year's Eve, like in bed with my fiance, and we just like were crying at the end.
Yes, I was gonna say, did you cry? I was like so
right at
teary-eyed at the end.
Yeah, when like the music hits and like the scene.
Because just like he was just such a once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah, and you just like fell so in love with him and his like story and music during it, and then it's just like you know what's coming, which is like the tragic ending there.
I know.
Also, I actually forgot how many fucking hits he had.
God,
like I was just like, oh, that was Avicii too, and that was Avicii, and that was like right in the time where we were in high school. Like they're very nostalgic.
How old are you guys?
songs.
Are you guys like 26?
I'm 28.
27, yeah.
Okay, so you're like 2 years or 3 years younger than me. Yeah, I wasn't really I didn't keep up with him that much when he did like the country stuff and like the 2014, 2015 plus, because at that time I was like, oh, this is Avicii's not cool.
Yeah,
like
he's out now.
like whatever. But like when I was first getting electronic music, like I was obsessed with Avicii
100%.
and like all this stuff. I listened to it all on YouTube, like even pre-level stuff like Tim Berg and like he was sick. But
Levels, I feel like everybody can think back to like when they first heard Levels, dude. Just like in the hockey locker room with the boys just fucking getting
Bro,
after it.
Levels was crazy. Remember the Harlem Shake too?
Yes.
That's
Weird
crazy.
times.
Weird times.
Okay, so I have a serious question for you. Do you have beef with Chase West?
No, no, I don't. That's funny. So that came about. Yeah, he just like started. I was like doing this little like social media boys in the booth thing, like for the Space Miami show.
Yeah, we love that.
And
love
yeah, he just started like calling me on Twitter, and I was like, what? I thought it was a joke for a second, and I've Claude Von Stroke one time called me out on Twitter as well. So I was like, what? Like, what's this thing? Everyone hates me on Twitter. No, and then we just kind of like we had a little like Twitter feud because I haven't really talked to Chase that much, but he like opened for me in Orlando. Like we got dinner and stuff. Like I used to teach him on Zoom all the time and stuff. You know,
It'd be your own homies.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't have like beef with him or anything.
Did you ever
He's killing it now.
have any like words of like, why is this happening? Let's squash this, or it just was like a little Twitter beef and then we all move on?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really talked to him, but my 2 cents is that, you know, on social media you can kind of like engage and you know like sometimes you can kind of be funny by like quoting things and doing things like that. So I think it was more of just like a social media type like little engagement kind of thing than anything else. Yeah. And it, you know, it was like I remember I think he was playing the same night as me in Space. So it was this kind of thing where like everyone was just like oh, like West End's playing upstairs, Chase playing downstairs. It was like kind of this like funny whole moment.
Yeah.
But like
now you guys need to get in the ring.
Yeah.
Fucking do it out.
I think he plays basketball. I want to play him in basketball.
There you
That'd
go.
be fun.
He's been in the boxing gym too. I've been seeing it.
Yeah, he came out with whatever track that was inspired by it. You guys, every music week, don't you have like a little pickup basketball game, like inner industry?
I've seen that happen. I've never participated in it, just mostly because like I'm probably like dying hungover in like my bed or something. Yeah. But and this year I'm gonna be at Beyond Wonderland, which is like the Friday of Music Week. So I'll be in Miami for a bit, but I don't know my exact dates, but I want to do that 300 basketball league.
Sounds
I think
fun.
Space usually wins it.
Really?
I think Space hosts it, and then they get a guy who's like
they bring the bouncers in or something.
No, they bring like an ex-college like player or some shit, like some dude's like 6'6". I'm like,
I can't really picture Lucas balling threes out.
You gotta even it out a bit. But my manager Michael plays ball too. Like I'd be down to get in.
Yeah.
I don't know if we kill it, but yeah, come through.
I'll
Cheerleader.
be on the sidelines.
Yeah. Woo.
Team Westend.
Yo, you mentioned your fiance. Didn't you recently get engaged? Congrats.
I did. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah. How's that? I mean, how is it having a fiance and being a full-time touring DJ?
I've been with my partner for like 10 years now, almost.
Wow.
Like
That's a long
since college, so it's all I've ever known. But it's just like nice to have like the support system and like also someone that's like seen your whole career grow. Like literally, like I have photos of like me and her like DJing at her sorority formal, like with like two like AirPod headphones, like the ones like not even like over ear ones, yeah, like the white wired ones, like on a controller and stuff. So for her to like see the whole journey and like she loves the music as well and like comes out to shows with me.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm sure it comes with a set of challenges too, just the travel and
like
like
the distance apart and stuff. But like she's super chill and yeah, like we're really cool about it and yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, congrats.
How did you propose?
This is the most DJ shit ever. It was in Ibiza, actually.
Good setting.
Yeah, I had some shows there, and I was like, this is going to be a good place to do it. So, yeah, it was in Ibiza in between two shows. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much details. It's a private moment in my life.
Share it all.
But I had a funny TikTok that blew up and went viral. It was like the ring I got her, and it was like, you don't know how many fraternity parties I had to DJ to afford this ring. And it's like my most viral post on TikTok ever. It's like none of my music, none of this stuff. It's like that.
That's how TikTok is. It's just like the most random shit you post will be the one.
Did you really not go to Coachella until you played this past year?
Yeah, but like living in New York, it's not that hard to not go to Coachella because it's far as shit.
It was my first Coachella last year. It's just such a fucking hassle. Yeah, I mean,
love Coachella.
Unbelievable, but it is a hassle to fly out there, get the house, transportation in between the festival, and like.
It's a sick festival though. Like when I was there, I was like, I get it 100%. Like, it's not even about the artist or anything playing. It's like just walking in that field and like looking at the sunset. You're just like, whoa, like it's just a vibe here. Yeah. And like the vibe of everything and like the production from all the artists.
Your Dulab set looked packed out, but dude, how sick with the little flowy, colorful things, like such a vibe.
The stage design was really cool this past
I remember
year.
I was bugging out beforehand with like my manager because I was like, the Dulab's usually like a tent kind of thing enclosed. And like there's like, yeah, it's like it's the spot to play for like what I kind of do. And and I remember they changed it. They were teasing like these like mushroom cloud things, and I was like, oh, it's not gonna look cool. Like the videos aren't gonna be as good as before, and like it was
The
sick.
videos
Like
are dialed.
yeah, like you think about these things beforehand. Like as lame as it sounds, like it almost sounds like ungrateful. It's like you're playing like Coachella, and you're like, fuck, the stage is
Not the
different,
mushrooms,
whatever.
yeah.
But like it's like you want everything to look good, right?
It all matters for sure.
100%. But it was a vibe. It was like a sunset set, and like you never know how, like who's gonna turn out because it's like the Do-Lab stage, and there's a million other acts on at the same time. But like I had a really good turnout. It was like I worked really hard on that set. I had like lots of special edits for it. So and then I was like, I felt very like, wow, that's sick.
Fulfilled.
Afterwards. Yeah.
Very fun.
So 2025 is off to an interesting start. We got Fisher with hair. We got Moshak with no mustache.
You want to hear a funny story?
Please.
Fisher, I'm blocked on Fisher's Instagram, so I can't see any of his posts.
What the fuck?
What'd you say?
Okay, so I said he had a post. I don't even remember. This was like 4 years ago. It was something like funny, and I just wrote like canceled, like in all caps, and then like
he's like block.
Yeah. It was just kind of, and it got like mad likes, but like we're homies. Like I've like
okay, good.
I've seen. I posted this today. I think I saw Fisher's like first set ever at Dirty Bird Campout. When he would play in New York, I would like sneak backstage and like talk to him and all this stuff. So we're like homies. He plays all my music and stuff. But like last time I saw him in Chicago, it was with Rordan actually. There's like a funny video of like Rordan and him in like parking lot or something, and I'm just in the background on my phone. But I was like, Fish, you gotta unblock me right now. And he was just like like sometimes he just like laughs at you and just makes fun of you. He pretty much did that to me the whole night, and like I can't see his shit.
So he hasn't gotten around to
I don't know what's going on his Instagram and whatever. Next time I see him, I'm gonna like grab his phone and like fucking be like,
Fisher,
you have to
unblock him.
It's like an inside joke now. He doesn't want to unblock me. Fish, unblock me.
Yeah, please.
Literally.
Please.
So we want to do a quick what's in and what's out segment for 2025 for the new year. What's in for you?
Oh, like the little thing that we do, like what's in, what's out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I did one of these for my New Year's Eve post, but I totally forgot what I wrote. What's in?
What's out? Maybe that's easier.
Can I pull up my list?
Please.
Yeah,
Bella,
go ahead. I
pull
have a
yours
list
up.
too, actually.
Bella's got a
Because I
pretty
wrote all this
extensive
down and I
list.
thought about it, so like I feel like I want to get it down like properly, than
Please.
just like wing some crap right
Bella
now.
put one together. We were in Brazil for New Year's, an
that's so
amazing festival called Carneiros, but she's got quite the list going.
I basically like everyone was just fucked up in the mood, and I
Wait,
was
did
like
you see
going
this? They
around
like
asking-
changed your Instagram. It's not
Yes.
squares
I
now.
did not
I
see
actually
that.
like it like that.
Whoa.
Because you can see like full body, which looks better, I think.
Okay, hold on, wait. I'm gonna pull this up.
All right, Bella, go through yours.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay, well, I'm just going to do a couple of things because some of these are very inappropriate for the podcast. Specifically, things that are in this year would be fettuccine Alfredo,
I don't know about that.
fighting bitches, dirty martinis.
Like on the club, like pulling someone's hair and like hitting
just
them.
literally,
Fighting bitches,
yeah,
period.
just
Okay.
fighting. 6-packs. Everyone, you heard it here first. Get your 6-pack going. Lip gloss. Girls pooping.
Let's keep that one out, maybe.
That's been in for a while. I
No,
feel like.
because girls pooping is in, but girls farting is out. That's what I think. The rest, I don't really think I can say.
Okay, leave it out. What's yours?
All right, so on my in list, it's crashing out at the function, stimming,
Yes.
Electro House, Electro's coming back, World of T-shirts,
Yep.
but
Facts.
and
You
then
see his
in
he lost
parentheses,
his-
put the fries in the bag.
Oh, watch yourself. You see, he lost his virginity.
Yes,
Good.
on camera.
On
But-
OnlyFans?
No. We're not gonna get into this. No.
We had to dodge the World of T-shirts conversation twice now.
Boat parties are in.
Are
Okay.
in.
Yeah, B-port number 2s are in.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Calling your parents every day, definitely in.
So in.
Espresso martinis only with reposado tequila.
Yes, so fucking.
Because I
See,
saw
I
espresso
have
martini
espresso
on out
martinis.
for a lot. Yeah.
They're
So
on my
in.
out
That's why I
list,
kinda wanna switch it up.
unfortunately.
And then I have recreational sports leagues are in.
Fuck yeah.
Or just
That's a
sports
good
are
list,
in.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You spent some time thinking through that one.
Can I
did,
read
I
my
did.
out list?
Please.
Okay, so I said fettuccine Alfredo is in, but what's out is Olive Garden. Olive Garden is out.
Bro, I don't think Olive Garden was ever in.
It had a moment I think because of TikTok. But
This is why I know you guys that are from Buffalo because you said some shit like that. Like Olive Garden is now out.
Yeah.
No, it's
Olive Garden
never.
was never.
No, I'm an Italian. Olive Garden's always been out for me, but I think societally it's been in the past, which I wanted to
On
be
like
out.
social media and
I
stuff.
want it to be out. I want it to be completely gone.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck ass bobs are out.
What's a
Faux
fuck ass
freckles.
bob?
The bob that just doesn't sit right.
I don't know. What
Oh,
it
it's
is.
like a
A
your hair.
hairstyle.
Okay.
Girls will know. Bad Energy's out. Oily iPhone pictures are out. Nicotine's out. Range Rovers are out. Tulum, honestly, I think is out. That's not going to
I
hit
agree
right
with
for
you.
people,
Out.
but Tulum is out.
Tulum's been out.
Yeah. Except they have a new airport now, which is nice. Direct flights from
That
Miami.
makes it. That's more of a reason for it to be out. To be honest.
More trash in there. What's out for you?
I have a lot. All right. Open hi hats. It's like a little nerdy producer thing. Being broke. Inner Bloom mashups.
Thank you. Smacker Bloom is out.
Promoting your new track, standing on the beach with your laptop out. We know
Yeah.
you didn't make it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
1 hour DJ sets. Spending the whole time backstage staring at the back of the DJ's head.
Oh my
Facts,
God, I
facts.
literally love you for saying that. I have been pushing this heavily. I'm like, GA is so much more fun with the
It is.
homies.
It is.
You're
It
like
100%
tight
is.
in the backstage. That's not the vibe.
I don't
was
have fun
pushing that on
backstage.
New
It's
Year's
like
Eve heavily.
you're backstage to be comfortable. Like if you're backstage, you just, after like 10 minutes, you're just like, what am I doing? Everyone in the crowd's looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the back of their head. The sound system sucks.
Yeah.
Standing up on a plane as soon as the fasten seatbelt light turns
That's
off.
fucking me,
He
man.
does
I
that.
just want to.
Out.
I'm
You
like,
wanna stretch your
dude.
legs.
You're saying
So
stimming's
annoying.
in. I'm a stimmer. Like I need to get up. I need to be fucking doing shit as
Yeah.
soon as the wheels.
But it's just
touch.
like I feel like it clogs like the like.
Well,
the,
you're not rushing into the aisle, which is good. You're just
I'm
kind
just
of standing and then getting
Yeah,
back in the
yeah, yeah.
seat.
Okay,
but
that's
I
fine,
still
yeah.
don't like it. I yell at him every time. Any more?
No, that's pretty much it. What else I got on here? Bongo songs, like shit with just too many bongos in it.
Bongo Loco.
Yeah.
Bongo's out of here.
Calling someone a normie when your life is not that interesting.
Did someone call you a normie?
No, but I just feel like
It sounds
I
personal.
feel like too many people like think that they're so elite and that they're so cool because of like their music taste or whatever, and it's like you're not actually that
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't like call someone else a normie because you don't know anything about them,
Facts.
kind of
Thank
thing.
you.
Facts.
I like that list. That's a
I
great
worked hard on it.
list.
This was on my Instagram post, so I sat down and thought about this. If I had to do it on the spot, I wouldn't have remembered anything.
I know we hung you up there for a second.
Yeah, I
You're
was like,
I don't know. Let me get my
give
list.
my phone.
So we that concludes the hour, right? But before we wrap it up, we have to do our go-to segment. Bella, take it
So
over.
it's called Explain This. I just, found a picture and it's not like it needs that much explaining, but just like give us the background on this one.
Wait, can I show someone this photo? Bro, come here. This is actually such the worst photo you could have picked.
Mr. Cruz.
Okay, this
knows
is
the
actually really
teacher.
bad. So this is me holding a debate trophy. Turns out that the guy in the middle who's the debate coach for my high school was this crazy pedophile that
Shut up, yo.
it was like in the New York Times. It was this like
Jesus.
whole thing. But yeah, the fact
Him
that
and
he
his prized possession.
yeah, bro. No, but it was like bad. Like he was like messaging these like young debaters from all these other schools, but like everyone at Bronx Science, like he was like the most beloved teacher. Like everyone
Oh,
loved
that's
him.
sad.
It was
Oh my
like yeah, and then
God.
all this came out like after I was already in college, and then everyone was like, "Holy shit! Like this is like this crazy thing."
That happened at my high school too. The woodshop teacher is in jail now because he was a pedophile. He had child porn on his.
But like
fucking
no
computer
one
and was doing
could
crazy
people
shit.
guess like during?
Yeah, he
oh,
was a
okay. This was
crazy
not like that.
teacher.
This was like it was the opposite of that.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
that's fucked up. So you were a master debater.
I was a master debater. Yeah. I was actually pretty good at debate. I did LD debate, which is Lincoln Douglas.
We'll,
I traveled around.
We'll save it for that's a reason for you to come back.
Yeah,
the,
well, let's
the
have
fact
an
that you picked
official
that photo
debate.
is actually so funny.
I
'cause
was
feel
not
like,
expecting that to be
Because
the
Yeah, I
answer.
know.
Kyle went to
I know.
Bronx Science, and I was like, oh my God.
Well,
Shout
Fuck that
out
guy.
Master Baby.
That's it? It's just that photo?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I may have to cut this out. I
No,
think.
no.
no, that's the tea we want. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. This
Yeah.
was
Thank
actually
you, guys. This was
amazing.
fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, very fun. To the listeners, thank you so much always for listening. Love you guys. Like, share. I emphasize this. Share it with your friends because if you
Don't
like
share
house
it with Mr.
music,
Cruz, though.
Don't
Please
share it with
don't.
Mr. Cruz. But if you like to listen to this, your friend probably does too. So,
Yeah. Thank you as always.
being
And
here.
Uski out.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.